So I feel like I made another shift, another jump in consciousness recently. And what prompts this musing is actually someone's Facebook post from the other day, wherein they were asking, what is the greatest sin? And to my surprise, on one level, but again, not really surprised, but the newest evolution of my consciousness prompted me to say that in response to what is the greatest sin, and I commented by saying believing in God. I'm sure that's going to scramble your little brain a little bit. Why is belief in God the greatest sin? Because believing is an action that we do when we don't know. When we don't know ourselves, when we don't know who we are, but we feel this sense of separation in our ego consciousness, in our human consciousness, and the only way to respond from this separation, from this sin, the separation, the sin is felt and expressed as a separation from God. And the human consciousness responds to that sin with a belief in God and seeking a relationship with God to try and mend the separation. But the separation is not physical. The separation is one in consciousness. The consciousness of the human, of the average human, has been that of sin, of separation consciousness. And that is expressed in practical terms that physical matter is separate from God, and physical matter is not God. Right? Our mind has split the physical from the spiritual and caused a separation. So that is the sin. That is the sin that causes us to have a belief in God. While you are believing anything, you are taking a shot in the dark. Right? Like I said, belief is for those who don't know. For those who think themselves separate from God. Think their physical form to be separate from God, to be carnal, to be profane, to be unholy, separate from a holy God. So, that is the greatest sin. With sin, sin's definition being that of missing the mark. Being in this limited consciousness of separation is, in fact, missing the mark. And it's the greatest sin, if that makes sense.